Alright, so I'm going to do a video on descriptive geometry and do that by apostrophe, so point relative to that from the last point, and we'll go 24 to width, 12 height, and 16 depth. So that's our cube, and then we're going to create a hip or a diagonal member that goes across there. All right, and then let's go see what our dimensions are. 12, 16, 24, 12, 16, and 24. Let's go to 2D. And we're going to do a separate one. Front is going to look like 24, tab 12, enter. And then the back, the top view is going to look like tab 24, tab 16, enter. So that's the top view, and that's the front view. So this is going to look like that, and that's going to look like that. So you're looking at the same line, but from two different directions inside that cube. So from the front, it'll look like just like it does, and then if you look with the window tile, window, it's weird. Oh, because it's in 2D. So there's the front, and then there's the top. So that's the 16 wide, 24 wide, 16 deep. It looks like that. And then this one looks like the 12 high, and just like that. So let's put dimensions on there. Front and top and the width. All right, that's it. So this is descriptive geometry, where this is turning out. So what we need to do is give this some plan view thickness. We'll call it 1 wide and 3, 2. So I'm not sure if, yeah, 2 wide, so it's going to be a little, I'm not sure if that's going to be exactly right. So what we need to do is find out where that is. So let's go right to here. Take a J, enter. Is that 0 degrees? V, J, enter. 90. Enter. Control C, V. And then here we're going to trim this. So that's the actual front view of the stringer. There's the top view of the stringer. And this is a trim this. One more line. Control V, coming off of there. V, JS, same as this line. Trim it. Alright, so now we've got the base of the side view, or the perpendicular view to that, right? We know that the height is 12, so we're going to go from top of stringer to top of stringer is 12, so we're going to go V. Let's do a circle. Tab 12, enter. Just trim that out like that. And then V, JS, enter. So there's our side, their perpendicular view, 12 high. Get rid of that. And then we're going to go V like that, enter. And then this is going to be 2. So we're going to go 2, trim it. So the height of this plumb cut is going to be the same as the height of that plumb cut. So if we went like this, A negative 90, V, JS, enter, Z, E, let's do an arc, K, loop around, K, and then V, control K, and that's our miter angle right there. And then trim that, and then this. E comes down here, H, K, enter, A, C, and then that's our true height. So what's happening is, as a perpendicular view, this will look like too. As it gets more and more at an oblique angle, it's going to look more like this. You know what I mean? It's going to look more skinnier here. And if you did it even more, it would look more skinnier even still, like that. You know what I mean? So you can't use 2 inches here until you know what the height of the plumb cut is. And or you could go out here with the 2 inch and blow it out this way and then sweep it around. And there, this is easier for me. So now we know the height of the plumb cut. We've matched the height of the plumb cut, so we know this is a true oblique view of that member. And then we're going to look at this, see V, enter, right? So this should be 90 degrees. Right, and if that's 90 degrees, we can transfer this down. So we're using this line, so trim it there, V, we can trim this to that, this to that, and let's do this, Control A, turn it all black, hit apply, and let's start darkening in the true members. So V, all we're going to see this one, since it's perpendicular, is that. Let's make it with width of 25, okay, apply, enter. This one here, let's see the same thing. This is the true plan view for and this is actually I messed that up, right? This should be up in here. This would go to the bottom. This will be okay. Enter. I think trim this. This will go there. And let's change it to Control I. Solid, hidden, scale. Let's go scale 1, enter. A little, even still a little big. Alright, so that's this, and then we can transfer that down. We know that's where the bottom meets. And then we have B. Let's see, so looks like that, enter. And then B, H, let's just take this and copy it. Control C, V, trim it. V, H, K, H, J, S, V, H, zoom, trim. There's a true view of that. Let's draw this in V, H, J, S. All right. So we can darken all these in with a thicker line. Now what we have here is, this is going to be cut down at an angle, so, but we don't know where that is yet. So we're going to take this one, V. Let's actually take this, Control C. Yeah, I don't think that one's a good one. Enter, Control C, Control V. Right there, zoom, trim it to there. And then this becomes the true view of that cheek cut. So now we have a true representation of that hip in the front view, and the plan view, and the plate view, or perpendicular view. All right, so that's the first step of the drawing a 2D development of a 3D object. Hip for, in this example, it's a hip. So 12 minutes and 39 seconds. So I'm going to put it on pause. So I'm going to do, in this one, I'm going to take this, V, let's go to 0, J, S, no, J, A, away, 90 degrees, V, J, A, enter, 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 Control C, V, Control V, Control V, that would stay the same. So now we're going to do a JS template, a rollout template pattern. So, you know what, we were able to wrap it around the square object, rectangular object, we would get a pattern that show the cheek cut and the plumb cut. So let's do that. So the first view, let's make it the top view. So we're going to do one offset, and that's the 2, right? So we could do, let's do the 1 first. F3, 1, 3, 2. And then we have top, side, bottom, and side. So this will be the top, and this will be the back side. This will be the bottom, and that'll be the front side. Maybe let's do the front side first. So Control H. All right, so that's the front, top, back, and then the bottom. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the side here and just connect the dots. Let's see, E. There's a cheek cut, face cut here that we don't see yet. I didn't do. So that one's going to be trimmed to that. This is going to be delete, trim. I'm going to turn that into a hidden line. And 0.5. Get it just so we can see that that's a hidden. That's the hidden face. That's this face right here. So there's going to be one more of these. There and one there. Control. So front point is going to be, actually the front face is this one. That's the number 1. So what we're going to do is JS. Okay, enter. This is going to be where the last one ends. Where it starts is where it needs to end. So right there is going to be the last position. So we have 1, and then there's 2, and then 3 is going to be this one here, the face cut. This is the top, it's going to be this one here. So it's going to go to here, and we're going to trim that equal E to there. We're going to go like this, enter. And then from there, it's going to go to here. We're going to trim this one, E to there. And that goes like this, and then like that. And these angles should be the same. So this one, Alt MA. 22.589. This one should be the same. 22.589. And then like this, likewise here, Alt MA. 58.387. .387. So there's no need to type those in, but that's how you do the development. So let's take these and turn them into let's go heavy 25, apply, and then right here we have this. And there's your pattern. That would be a pattern that would wrap around this. So that's your actual cheek cut right there. And that's your plumb cut. And if you look at that, what we say it was, I forget, Alt MA. Okay. 22.589, that's the plumb cut. That should be this angle right here. Alt MA. 22.589, exactly what it should be. And then the cheek cut is right here. This was 1 away. Nope. So if we could see both of these, you know that that is the back side of that plumb cut right here. Follow that, and if we went from here to here, V, that is our true enter cheek cut. That's an opened up butterfly, opened up. Let's take a look at that angle. Alt MA 387, I think it was, yeah, 58.387. Colors matching up. That's your true cheek cut. And let's see. So these two are the same. It's just this has got the whole continuation around the back too. And we've done that and done that and done that. So this would actually have a true plumb cut, the true thick, heavier line. I think that's what I'm going to do now. That's 20 minutes. That's a simple 2D development. And what we'll do next is we'll open this up in a new direction to get an actual three-dimensional view of this thing flat. Basically, this thing closed up. So what it would truly look like if this thing was rolled like this and then rotated for the dihedral angle. We'll find out what this would rotate to and how to draw that and find out what's the dihedral angle and how much to rotate it to make that dihedral angle in line with the view. So you could cut a compound angle on just a regular horizontal bandsaw, non-tilting horizontal bandsaw, or chop saw, non-tilting chop saw. So I think I'm going to save that for another time. So it's 20 minutes. I'll come back to it later. Okay, so this will be like the second part of this video. So we're going to continue this. We're going to do basically this, we're going to do a top view, and then we're going to do a rotated view, JS. This would be pretty close. And this will be light duty. And then we're going to take all these 4 lines and transfer them up. Okay, so now, you know, this is the top and this is the bottom, so let's just copy and paste these. This one will copy and paste this, and then this we need to know where it's at. So Control C, actually Control H, Enter, Control C, V, K. Alright, and then move it up to the end. So now, let's get rid of that. We don't really need that. Oh, Control Z is part of the one line, huh? One big polyline. And then let's do this. Delete. Delete. So this is the top. So what this is a side. So when the side folds down, this line, this corner will be under that line. And then the cut is going to go at an angle from there. So I'm going to take this J, S, right, trim it to there, and that will match up with this one. So those should be exactly the same. And this is going to be a dashed line, hidden line, I mean. Scale of 0.5. And it could be a solid, it could be a heavy line too. And enable, let's do this. Oh, except it's going to be hidden. And 2 still big. Point 5, enter. Alright, so that's, and then this here is actually, don't really need it, we're just transferring it up from here. Control Z. And it's a little far away, but that's okay. So that's what the, if you have this with the hidden line underneath, which would be this corner, and this corner, which is the same, let's see, this would be the bottom of the back, right? And then this goes down, hits that corner. That's going down to here, so that's the hidden line. That's both ends of that same line, this one and this one. So now that we've got that, what we're looking for is how much we got to rotate this to get to view where this looks like one line and this will look like multiple lines, right? So we're going to go here, and if I rotate this V, J, S, like that, and then trim it right there, give this to a 0, apply. That means if I rotated this so that this became over this, right? That means that's the tangent line of the 2-inch side. So let's go like this. Put a circle there so we kind of know what it is. Control C, all the way down here, Control V, just leave it there for a second. So V, we're going to make this is point relative 1 tab 2, enter. So that's the actual piece there. Control H. It's going to be, let's get it out of the enter. So now we got to rotate this like Control H. Got to rotate it like this with that tangent line, that tangent distance right there. So we're going to put it right here. Enter. We're going to go V right there, like that, right? That is the right angle. And then we're going to take this, Control H, and line it up with that point. Right, so if you were looking at it from above this direction, let's see. Anyways, that's the right thing. This is the length, but it ends up being, let's see. How do I explain that? I guess you could draw it right here and away from you, so you could go this way and straight down. From this way and straight down. This is the line we just made, and then the straight down is the 2-inch direction. So it's giving us the actual angle. So there you go. So we did this direction was the hidden, and this direction was the part that you could see, and that's the angle, and there's the piece. So let's take this. Let's get rid of that for now, and transfer all this up. This is in line with that. No, it's not anymore. JS. So we just need to move this along that F4. All right, we don't need that. That was the angle. And let's move that there. Control H, enter, just get it out of the way. Remember, this is where that came from. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just move this down, V, J, S, move it out of the way a little bit. So now we can take these lines and transfer them up, V, J, S, okay, enter. Then this one will be a hidden line. All right, trim it, and then all those will be the same length as this. All those have that remnant there. Let's just do another one. JS all the way to the end. There. And then draw a few more of those. Control R, and then this will be the same as that. Apply. So now we're looking at that, but now we need to know what this cut looks like. So we already have right here the longest point and the shortest point. So as we rotate that over, the shortest point and the longest point will always be the shortest and longest. So we're going to go like this. Enter. Now let's figure out which the longest point is. Right here, right there. That's the one that's in the longest point. So we're going to go V, and then JS, right there, K, enter, and that's the way it rolls. Let's see, V, like that, enter. I'm not sure, because and that's still son of a gun. Solid. Solid apply. So let's look at this now. We know that this is the longest thing and we're rotating it to the right. So this is actually upside down here. this should be like this. Control H, enter, mirror, custom mirror, okay, enter, and then we'll just transfer it over like that. Okay, enter, get rid of this, delete, and this becomes the E, goes to there, and then this is and this are the same as that, and hidden and apply, and this becomes like that, and apply, and that's a solid, that's also a solid. And we can make that a heavier line. So let's trim that out and extend this one. And this is heavy also. Apply and trim. So as easy as that seems, maybe as easy as it seems, we can check this. This is actually enter, and these should be light. Okay. So that's it right there, and then we go over here and trim these out. And I'm going to check it because I created an Excel spreadsheet. Alt MA. So that's the dihedral angle, and then the rotation angle is Alt MA. Where's the piece? There it is. Control R, 14.363. So let's check those. You know the 12, 24, 12, 24, and 16. So let's just, I made an Excel spreadsheet. And this is, I think it's left and right. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at these in a really long time. So the width is 24, height is 12, depth is 16, and enter. We should end up with 14.363. 14.363, so that matches. And we'll go back to the dihedral angle and 59.19, and that's what we got there. And that's how you do it. So you could actually roll this in the bandsaw or a chop saw that doesn't tilt at that angle, make a jig for that, or put it on a infinite vise and rotate it to that angle. And put your dihedral angle right there, and you cut a compound miter saw with a standard non-tilting saw. And that's how you do that. That's a lot of information, man, but I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier to watch a video for 35 minutes than to figure it out. You got hundreds of hours into that thing. There's a number of different ways to get it, and just in the future, just so you know, this is the rotation of that piece is the backing angle for this. So let's go in here real quick and I'll show you 3D. So let's do this. Let's create a point relative, 1 to the left, tab, 2 up, tab, and let's just go 36. I forgot to measure it. So this is the length of that is Length is 31, so this is long enough. So let's take this and put it right in there. Control H. I'm going to go like this, this, and this. And put it right there. So that's the location that it's going to go. And then we're going to just hit delete. Get it up there and then away. And that cuts that right at that point. So we can check the cheat cut Alt MA from the point, which is just easier to do. It wouldn't be your cutting angle, but it's just easier to check. So we're looking at 31.613. Alt MA from the point. .613. And what else we got? Control there. We have the plumb cut Alt MA. Same way, just from the point K. We get 67.411. Alt MA. 67.411. Control W, Z. And then the dihedral angle will be in line with this. So Alt MA from that corner to the point. And that will be 59.193. 59.193. There's your dihedral angle, and then what we had left was the rotation. So that's your backing angle on that side, on the left side. So we're going to go like this, from that corner to there, enter, and then we'll take and we're going to take this, put it there in line with this. So we have that. Enter. And then Control CV. We're going to put it right here. So we have one on the bottom. Enter. I'm going to take it, put it in the corner, put a line right there. Enter, and then trim that line to there. And then this, we know that's perpendicular to the coming off of that, and I'm going to do a line from there to there, enter, E to there. Oh, I missed it. I think it's the other one. Right, so actually, if you looked at it, it would look like this, except too big. Let's get rid of that and make a smaller one. I'll leave them in. And then this. And then there we go, there's that angle right there. Alt MA, here's a rotation angle, the dihedral, backing angle. And that is 14.363. 14.363 backing angle. A rotation angle, sorry, there we go, 14.363. So that's how you develop a 2D drawing and find out how to manipulate it in 3D. And hope that helps you in your career. And thanks for watching. Oh, I was going to stop it, but I think I mentioned it. If you put this in a cradle or in a vise or make a laser template or something like that, you could put it on you could tack weld it to the bandsaw, and then you could cut this with a non-tilting bandsaw, and you would get that proper compound angle. And that's what I wanted to mention before I cut out. Adios.